Okay, 50% of you guys are going to be gone in 30 seconds, so I'm going to tell you right now. The reason your art is not improving is because you are not recognizing the mistakes you're making, and it's because of this. So, put the pencil away and pick up a pen. Here are 3 reasons why using a pen will make your art better. Before you ask, it's a Zebra Fude brush pen. But that's not free, you gotta leave a like while you're down there. There is no question that using a pen makes you good, because the best draftsman of all time only draws with a pen. Peter Han only draws with a pen. Katsuya Terada only draws with a pen. And you might say, well, they draw with a pen because they're so good. They got so good because they draw with a pen. That brings us to the first of 3 reasons. When you draw with a pen, there is no room to hide your mistakes. The pencil gives you the ability to not be clear. You don't commit to any individual line. And that means you don't know where you're making the mistakes and where you're doing the right thing. And that is why you stay stuck for so long. This is my first sketchbook ever. And I want you to recognize the date here. June 2017 to June 2019. This sketchbook took me 2 years to finish. As I'm looking through this, I want you guys to recognize how often I'm drawing with a pencil. So, what happens when you draw with a pencil is that you allow yourself the room of doubt. See, for example, when I'm studying anatomy, see how I start in pencil and then ink over? Working with a pencil allows you the ambiguity of feeling like you're learning without actually learning. What that allows me to do is not know what I'm drawing the first time. All these skull studies, I was practicing, but I wasn't actually learning because you are not forced to really think about every line. Whereas when you work with a pen, you have one line. Every line you make has to be thought through beforehand. I have to be very aware of the direction of my line work so that it enforces the form of this skull here. You have to be very decisive with every single line. It makes you take drawing seriously. It raises the stakes, right? And by all means, if that is unenjoyable to you and you don't want to be under that sort of pressure, you are by no means forced to. But if you're serious about getting better at art, if you're looking to go to art school, if you want to be a professional, then you need to challenge yourself. And that starts by working in a medium that is challenging, right? One that forces the best out of you. Point number 2, sketchbook number 1. June 2017 to 2019. These are my sketchbooks from 2019 to 2022. And these are my sketchbooks from 2022 to 2024. Now obviously, you get better, you get faster, but there's a crucial difference between this batch of sketchbooks and the previous one, and I'll show you. You flip to any page on any sketchbook of the most recent batch, and you will likely find ink. Alright, there's some pencil here. Bruh. But what I want you to notice, in the sketchbook batch between 2022 and 2024, almost every single page is drawn with ink, right? So that's one sketchbook. Here's some pencil, but predominantly ink. Most of the time it's ink. It's ballpoint, it's felt tip. I want to be clear throughout this video. The idea is not to completely ditch the pencil. It's that most of you guys, most artists as a whole, work with the pencil predominantly, and there is a huge wealth of knowledge just on the other side when you work with a pen that many people avoid because they're scared of making mistakes. And I'll get to that. But once you get over that fear, you will learn so much faster. Oftentimes, the things that we are most uncomfortable facing are the things that teach us the most. I improved the most I've ever improved in the last 2 years, specifically because of this. Because I am constantly drawing in ink, I am constantly aware of the things I do not understand how to draw. When you only get one try at something, you figure out pretty quickly whether you're confident at it or not. Now let's look at some of the sketchbooks from 2017 to 2019. And I want to be fair to myself. This was also like 5 years ago. Sorry, this is 2019 to 2022. So this was about 4 years ago. But do you see how much I was drawing? I'm starting to draw in pen a little bit, but I'm mostly drawing in pencil all the time. And I want you to recognize how blunt my pencil is. And maybe looking back, it tells me more than I knew at the time. I kept my pencils dull and I drew small because it allowed me to blame the size and the medium on my lack of knowledge. I wasn't making myself aware of how much I had to learn because I draw small to the point where emphasizing the wrinkles on this drawing doesn't matter because I'm drawing so small. So these are all mistakes that all beginners do. They draw with pencil, they have chicken scratch lines, and they draw too small. And I'm telling you right now, you don't have to work on any of that. Just start working with a pen. Working with a pen will force those problems out of you. And the reason this video is about how you can learn with a pen is because mistakes are the catalyst for learning. In order to learn more, you just have to make more mistakes. Therefore, it goes that if you want to learn more, you want to not only make more mistakes, but recognize those faster. And that is where the pen comes in. It allows you to recognize your mistakes instantly. It tells you, hey, you don't know how to draw this. It makes it abundantly clear what you need to practice, whether it's value based on the way you're hatching a line, whether it is silhouette, whether it is even subject matter. The pen will make that clear. On top of that, it will make you faster. So not only will it make your mistakes more clear, you will act on them faster. So there's this compounding effect that takes advantage of the things that we call learning, of making mistakes, of acting on them, and the pen encapsulates all that into one medium. It forces you to think before you draw, which will make you better. It tells you right away if you're making the right decision, which will make you better. And because there's one clean stroke, you draw a lot faster. Drawing faster means drawing more in the same amount of time, meaning you get better. That's why from 2019 to 2022, I had 5 sketchbooks. That's why in 2017 to 2019, I had 1 sketchbook. And that's why in the last 2 years, I've had over 10 sketchbooks that I filled because I'm working with a pen. And that brings me to point number 3. You have to accept imperfection. And that is what the pen designs you to do. I go to art school, and if I know one thing that artists struggle from, it is perfectionism. Art is personal to everyone, so of course we want to make it our best. There is nobody who is a bigger critic of their own work than yourself. That is something that unfortunately you have to let go of eventually if you ever want to sell your work. I know artists who are literally at a professional level who don't want to work because they don't like their work. And that is something that's going to hinder you. So start working with a tool that will get you used to being bad. I'm not going to lie to you. Working with a pen will not be fun in the beginning. You will make mistakes constantly, all the time. But that's okay because that is the journey of an artist. Even Kim Jung Gi and Peter Han still say they learn a lot every year. Every artist will compare themselves to others, but you really have to compare yourself to yesterday. And that's what the pen is going to force you to do. It's going to force you to say, hey, it's okay that I'm making mistakes because that's my journey for the rest of my life. And it's going to help you embrace the rampant imperfection that is artistry. That's it from me, guys. If you guys want to see a sketchbook tour, we're doing that at 25K. So please like, subscribe, and comment if this video helped you. Otherwise, see you in the next video. See ya.